Today, I opened YouTube and the algorithm gods decided to bless me. It's like when you're playing Mario Party and you just, by sheer dumb luck, you land on a lucky space and it's a star. Boy howdy, you're on top of the world. That's how I felt because this YouTube channel was uploading Watchtower meetings. I guess screen records of them on Zoom or something to that effect. And I thought, man, how interesting would it be to go back and look at one particular article that really stuck out in my memory? It really stands out to me. And that's that stupid article about modestly accepting what you don't know. And it really stuck in my memory because Watchtower has this long history and culture and really identity of explaining everything. Oh, there's an event happening in the world. We got an answer for that. Oh, there's this weird thing in the Bible. We got an answer for that. They are the arbiters of antitypes and the princes of prophecies. They had it all figured out. The Illuminati of illustrations. I should have thrown that one in there, but I thought of it too late. Anyway, I said it. So now we're just this little bit awkward. Staring contest? Okay, now that that's out of the way. Anyway, sure enough, they did have this article up, or the discussion, the Watchtower meeting of this article. So I thought it would be fun to watch it. So Wally put on his suit and tie, not really, and sat down for Sunday meeting. And I found a couple of interesting things that I wanted to talk about. So that I had this weird awkward burp. This intro is getting pretty scuffed by this point, but let's run the intro. Holy. Hello and welcome back to the JW Thoughts channel. My name is Wally and today we are taking a look at Watchtower, actual Watchtower meeting. It is a little bit interesting just to see how Jehovah's Witnesses gobble up this misinformation like it's freaking, I don't know, Popeye's chicken sandwiches at the height of the hype. So it was mildly interesting to me. So thought I would share with you guys as well. Quickly before we get into it, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It takes 1 second and it makes a massive difference in how the video performs in the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel if you'd like. Trying to hit a goal, you know what it is. If you don't, 45,000 subscribers, we're almost there. Boom, all of the good stuff. Let's take a peek-see at this.
In this article, we will discuss some things that we do not know and the challenges we may face as a result. We will also examine why it is good that we do not know certain things. Discussing these points will strengthen our confidence that Jehovah, the one perfect in knowledge, tells us what we really need to know.
Now, I watched this whole thing, and this person seems to be a very capable reader, much better than I could ever dream of being. And I thought it was interesting how he really got stumbled up over these words. You know, it's actually a really good thing, the stuff that we don't know. Like he has an actual reaction. Let's just rewind the tape and play it back one more time, just so we're all on the same page.
In this article, we will discuss some things that we do not know and the challenges we may face as a result. We will also examine why it is good that we do not know certain things. Discussing these points will strengthen our confidence that Jehovah, the one perfect in knowledge, tells us what we really need to know.
Now, it's my understanding that most people that read the Watchtower in front of the congregation don't actually practice it. A lot of times, if you're not a good studier, they've never even read the article before. So people will just be the Watchtower reader going in blind more often than not. So I don't know if that's the case, what's happening here. And this was the first time his little ears or his mouth was saying these words out loud. I don't know whatever the mental trigger is here, but he seems to have gotten stumbled over this thought of, man, you know, what do we really need to worry about? Knowing stuff? We don't need to know anything. Knowing stuff isn't cool. And he seems to have like an actual reaction. Let's listen to some of the comments, though, that the participants in the congregation made. The editing here is a little bit funny just because I'm trying to like cut out people's names, but bear with it.
We will also examine why it is good that we do not know certain things. Discussing these points will strengthen our confidence that Jehovah, the one perfect in knowledge, tells us what we really need to know.
So what will we discuss in this article?
And we will also examine why it is good that we do not know certain things.
Excellent, very good, thank you.
And because we're discussing these things, it will strengthen our confidence that Jehovah, is the only perfect one in knowledge, and tells us what we really need to know.
Yeah, very nice, thank you. Any comment on Job? It's a nice little snapshot of what we're just covering here. Thanks.
Yeah, that's another description of Jehovah that we can add to our repertoire, the one perfect in knowledge. And so that's a beautiful point, because when we're feeling anxious or we just don't know which way to turn, we want to turn to someone who has knowledge. But Jehovah's even beyond that. He's one perfect in knowledge. So that's what we'll see through the study. Is just there's an acknowledgement how we might feel, but then there's also that extra knowledge that Jehovah gives to us so that we can have confidence in plotting a way forward.
Lovely comment.
So this really is disturbing on a certain level, because as I've highlighted in a lot of my videos, the governing body, the organization, Jehovah, they're all kind of synonymous now. You can just put those into the old cauldron and stir them together. And the waters are gray and murky. No one really knows exactly how to delineate between any of them. And what a clever trick they've played, because here you have ordinary, believing Jehovah's Witnesses that have put their skirt on in their JCPenney suit and have gone to the meeting, and they are regurgitating this nonsense of, oh yeah, well, Jehovah, he knows everything. It's so nice to have a loving God, and he's perfect in all of his knowledge. Whew, what a relief off of our minds. And yet, they don't really understand how what they're saying is that is the level of trust that they have to the organization and the governing body. If that paragraph were written in a way where it says, hey, we have to have this absolute trust in the governing body, put their name on there, it would sound a little bit strange. But because they've done this very manipulative thing of essentially replacing God, now people are just going to give all of this wonderful praise and their expressions to what is ultimately some guys in New York.
We do not know when the end of this system of things will come. Even Jesus, while on earth, did not know the day and hour. He later told the apostles that Jehovah, who is the great timekeeper, keeps the timing of certain events in his own jurisdiction or authority. Jehovah has scheduled the time for the end of this system, but we are not in a position to figure out precisely when that will be.
So according to Matthew 24:36, what is one fact that we do not know?
We do not know when the end of the system of the will come.
Very good, that's right. What else can we add there? Thanks.
We see what Jesus said to the apostles in Acts 1 verses 6 and 7 when they were asking him when the kingdom would be restored to Israel. He said to them, it does not belong to you to know the times or seasons that the Father has placed in his own jurisdiction. So it just says there, it does not belong to you.
Excellent.
And this truth also protects us from speculation and those who try to set dates. That's something that Jesus clearly advised against, since trusting in Jehovah's timing reflects humility and faith. He doesn't act too late or early, but right at the perfect moment.
This is one of those moments where I kind of think to myself, if something would wake someone up and really stand out to them, I feel like it would be something like this, where someone is saying that, oh, the fact that we don't know when the end is going to be, it protects us from speculation. So why, on God's green earth, why in the over salty turkey gravy here, has the organization that God chose been speculating on dates since its inception? Since Charles Taze Russell, and all the way down into the 90s, they haven't done it in a while, but they have been setting very specific dates or time periods that people could point to as a way to get people excited that the end was just so close and right around the corner. But that is Watchtower's legacy, man. Their legacy is built on being a doomsday Armageddon church cult, whatever the heck you want to call it. That is what they have done. And now, to hear Jehovah's Witnesses sitting in the audience and saying, and ostensibly they have been witnesses for a long time, and to say, man, the fact that we don't know when the end is going to be protects us from speculations, and we don't really have the right to even know when the end is going to be. So why the heck has the organization been doing the exact same thing that you are calling out now? Why is the organization... Anyway, I've already made a video about this. I probably said the exact same things, but it really annoyed me to hear it just coming from a Jehovah's Witness's mouth. It's really, really sad. And I think if you can say that to yourself, if you can say, man, this is awesome how we don't have to worry or get involved with speculating about when the end is going to be. If you can say that at a Kingdom Hall, I gotta be honest, I don't know what it's going to take to wake you up. Because it's not a difficult search to go into Watchtower's own history and see this long series of failed predictions. And it's not like you have to go way in the past. Look at the generation teaching. The generation teaching is a failed doomsday Armageddon prediction. And they extended that like magic style, just like waved the wand and said, what if one generation was actually 2 generations? Where do you stop? Can I get 4 generations? Like it could just keep going like an auction. Who knows how high the bid is going to go? So it's incredible to hear them say that, because if I was sitting there in the audience, I guess I don't know how I would react, but on some level you have an understanding that there's these failed predictions. And you just have to connect the dots. That's all they have to do. Anyway, let's move on to another section.
In view of what Jesus said, we do not know how long we will have to wait until the end comes. As a result, we might become impatient or discouraged, especially if we have already been waiting for some time for Jehovah's Day. Or we may find it hard to endure ridicule from family members or others. It is possible to feel that if we knew the exact day that the end would come, we would be more patient and would be able to endure ridicule more easily.
So because we do not know when the end will come, how might we be affected?
We might become discouraged or impatient if we don't know the day that Jehovah's comes.
Yeah, very good, thanks.
Yeah, or we might even come across ridicule from family members or from people in general, and this could be hard to endure. 2 Peter 3 verse 4 in particular talks about this. It says, where is this promised presence of his? And it goes on to say that it's been spoken of for quite a while. So for many of us that have been in the truth for a long time, some for quite a few decades, their whole life, these are things that we come across in the ministry, people talk about, or even unbelieving family members. So this may have a discouraging effect on us.
Yeah, good. Thanks for bringing that.
So just for a little lore here, the person giving that last comment, I got the whole lowdown here, the rundown. He is their service overseer. So he is an elder. It sounds like he's been in the congregation for a very long time, many decades, even his entire life, from what I could gather from some of his other comments. So here you have a longtime elder, someone that's still, the service overseer is probably still going out there in the ministry. And it's interesting that he's the one to bring this or make this comment about enduring ridicule, because he's probably heard that as an elder and as just a preacher, knocking on people's doors. Like, haven't you guys been saying that the end was going to come for like 50 years now? Like, how when is this thing ever going to happen? And that is like something very real, because I know for a fact, I know myself, like if my family ever talked to me, I would definitely, absolutely 100%, you looking a little gray and tired there, pal. As I thought Armageddon was right around the corner. Didn't you say that your kids that I would never hit 30? Didn't you say that your kids would never be born? Oh wait, you got grandkids now? You're feeling like a real idiot now, you fool. So I can fully imagine that people would lambaste Jehovah's Witnesses, because it is embarrassing. You've been waiting for the end to come. It's right around the corner, and now you're getting older, and the longer that goes, the sillier it is. And so I think the only mechanism you can have as a Jehovah's Witness is to thought block that out. I think I gave this illustration or analogy in another video, but it's kind of like someone that is sitting at a slot machine and it's just sad and smoky and smells like piss in the casino, and they just keep on waiting for that thing to hit. And you have family and friends trying to like come and say, no, you need to stop. You've been doing this for 30 years. The dang thing's not going to hit. And you just keep on doing it. Like at a certain point, you would just have to stop listening to all the people that are, for your own well-being, trying to get you to stop playing the slot machine. But yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses, their really only defense against this, because it's not any logic or reason, you can't point to anything. You'd be like, whoa, you just have to accept this new light. It was a failed promise. What do you mean new light? This is called a failure. The only thing that they can do is just to put their fingers in their ears and try and ignore you. These are just 2 more comments. I guess maybe I'll just do them one at a time. But just 2 other comments in this Watchtower that I did want to talk about.
Have your comment first, yep.
It's kind of to illustrate it a bit, it's like when you're a child and your parents give you a present and they say, here's your present, but you can't open it yet. And you sit there, you're fidgety, you're so excited because you don't know what's inside, and it builds so much anticipation for it. So when you do open it, it's so much more worth it. You're so excited for it and you really want to enjoy it.
Very nice comment, thank you. That doesn't just work with children, that works with me, in fact. So, excellent, very nice.
All right, big guy, let's play out this situation and actually make it fit with what the Jehovah's Witnesses have experienced. What if you were a parent that gave a gift to your child or whatever, someone gave you a gift, right? And said, okay, don't open it until I tell you to. And a year goes by, 2 years goes by, 5 years, 10 years. Before you know it, you are on your deathbed and you're like, can I open my present? And like, okay, fine, you can open your present. And they open it and there's nothing in there. And they say, gotcha. That is the lived experience of Jehovah's Witnesses. Maybe this guy that's even making this comment, that is his lived experience. He has witnessed this. If you have been a Jehovah's Witness for a long time, you have seen, like I have, your parents or grandparents live their entire life waiting for this promise that, gotcha, it was just a goof. It was a silly little prank. Those silly little governing body members were doing all the little counting back then. They were so cute. They were so confused. But sorry you spent your entire life waiting for this promise that never happened, though. My bad. Like, what kind of evil maniac would do that to someone, right? So they're trying to spin it in this positive way. Like, oh, it helps build anticipation. Bitch, that ain't building no damn appreciation because it's an empty box.
Now think of it in reverse. If things always worked out the way we thought, what could we start thinking?
We start thinking we're pretty smart. We worked out everything ourselves. And it doesn't help us put faith in Jehovah or his word or his direction through his people today.
Yeah, there you go. That's where Brother Know-It-All or Sister Know-It-All comes from.
And this was the thing that, just really pissed me off the most about this article. And it's trying to say that there is a superiority in not knowing, in not having knowledge. And it just pissed me off because Watchtower, their foundation has been giving people special knowledge, making them feel that they are tapped into the matrix and they are seeing the code. And now they're trying to shift things. I don't think they're trying. They have. They have some stuff to clean up, but they are fundamentally shifting the identity of what it means to be a Jehovah's Witness. And gone are the days of having special knowledge and looking forward to the fulfillment of prophecies and understanding the deep things of God. And now it's just kind of a feel-good social club of sorts, I guess. I don't really know. Anyway, I don't want this video to go on, and obviously the Watchtower thing, this bad boy is like almost 2 hours long, so yeah, it goes on and on, so we won't do any more. I won't torture you, but thank you for attending Wally's version of the Watchtower study. Hope you did enjoy it, and with all of that being said, stay safe, be kind, and never forget that the true fountain of youth is curiosity. Now go out there and have a good-ass day.